My friends, something very intriguing just happened. The old Class 455 sound pack was removed from the AP store page. Could this be? Is this the moment we've all been waiting for? Are we finally getting a Class 455 multiple unit pack? I guess there's only one way to find out. An enhancement pack? Well, that wasn't as big as I'd hoped, but there we have it, lads. Overcharged Power Bank recently released a Class 455 enhancement pack. Volume 1. What the fuck? I suppose it's better than nothing, but what's the price of this wonderful masterpiece? What? £12? Wait, Gary, turn the lights off and on again. Well, I'm not dreaming. Anyway, let's see if this pack will make me want to hang myself in the closet. And as these trains are local to me, I'm once again going to be super critical. Roll the intro, Gary! Gary, why can't you do your job right for once? So, I bet you're wondering why on earth this pack has been split into 2 volumes. Much like the Class 319, the Class 455s went through midlife refurbishments. So with that in mind, Volume 1 focuses on the original state of the units from the 80s into the mid-2000s, and Volume 2 will focus on their current state from the mid-2000s onwards. Meaning we're gonna have to wait another 14 years for Roswell attraction in game because stonks. But for the time being, I digress. At least one of the main things featured in this pack are all sub-variants, including the Dash 9, Dash 8 and Dash 7. So, for those of you that have purchased this product yet still haven't got the Class 315 pack, then congratulations! You've been awarded a carriage for free! It was expected that this would happen, but as 315s and 508s use the same body shells, there's nothing too wrong here. Yep, I repeat, absolutely nothing wrong! Jesus, at least don't make it painfully obvious. Furthermore, to represent the units back in their early days, we get a bunch of old school liveries, including British Rail, Network Southeast, Original Southwest Trains, Connex, South Central, and for God's sake. I mean, it was obvious that those promotional liveries weren't going to be included, but I'm fairly certain that someone out there with reskin IQ levels of 6 quadrillion will be able to pull those off easily. Plus, as well as just liveries, the door handrails and whole original style front of the Dash 8 have been accurately modelled, courtesy of Sir Guter Bahnhof the First. So far, efforts with the external visuals in this enhancement pack are looking fantastic. And of course, well done to George for nailing that original front. The only thing I'd say is maybe the texturing could appear a little more weathered overall, but aside from that, I'm impressed. Okay, now that we've looked at what AP has done externally, I'm sure you're as hyped as me to see what they've done internally, which is nothing. It's just retextured. Is this the same with the Dash 7 and Dash 9? Oh, yes it is. We have a problem. 1. The cabs in each subclass are different, as it's proven in the Thompson 455. And 2. Why are they using that cab in the first place when it's too modern? Wouldn't it just make sense to model a new one? I mean, it would probably bump up the price about 60 quid, but at least it'll make the train feel more backdated. The fact I have to drive in this cab feels like I downloaded a freeware reskin or something. At least you could have, I don't know, covered bits up or something. And that's also free, by the way. Oh, and let's not forget that because this cab was used, you don't get anything like a Capture radio because NMAOXDDDDDD. You know what though, I'm asking for too much. Maybe they made a new passenger view to make up for it?
Denied.
Ah yes, consistency 100. Instead of modelling a new interior like for the Electrostar EP, why not think we wouldn't give a damn and don't bother? So much for that camshaft experience I was after. Gary! I'm ready for my hanging! Looking at the rest of the features, there's driver only and guard operation, wheel slip protection, changeable destination blinds on both the second man's and driver's side, camshaft operation, and just to throw me off my driving expertise, variable power and braking performance. End me. But hang on, why is there no option for a cold start? Crap, now I can't do my terrible running gag. There is no cold. Feck off. Now, let's see if Mr. Richard Stronglegs managed to nail the old sounds of the 455 right on point. Because if you know me by now, trains that I love must sound excellent out of the box. And you know what? We're off to a good start here, as the compressor is spot on. There are even varying alternator and horn sounds for each subclass respectively, which even I didn't really notice. Respective brake release sounds are also very good. And I'm a big fan of those run sounds inside the cab. But ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts as we sit back and listen to that fantastic EE507 motor once again. Ah, my good friend, the 456 recordings! Nice to hear from you again, mate. I had a feeling this would happen. I mean, I do see why they've done this, as the sounds are almost identical to the 455 motors, but the sounds just feel a bit outdated by this point, especially when all these packs use those same recordings. I like them, but I would have preferred recordings from an actual 455. Oh well, it probably could have been worse. Turn it off! There's also an optional reverser wide included, but if you want to hear my full thoughts on this, it sounds incredibly off, so I'd probably avoid enabling it if I were you. As for the camshaft, while I have no issue with the pop sounds, which are on par, there's something missing regarding the camshaft progression. They got the series to parallel hiss about right, ish, but there isn't an audible hiss when switching from parallel to weak field. Could be a gain limitation, but other than that, the overall drive of the train feels much better. And now that this exists, you can say goodbye to those awful default physics. The biggest question of all though is, do the sounds on this work in conjunction with the 456? Sort of. If you drive from the 456, 455 motor sounds will not work. But if the 455 is the lead unit, then sounds from both packs will work normally. Hopefully the 456 can get a more compatible update at some point. So, to summarise, this enhancement pack isn't too bad so far, and considering how much is featured, I'd say it retails at just about the right price. However, with that said, AP probably could have gotten away with not splitting the pack into 2 volumes. Especially when Volume 2 will only add one other livery, slightly modified external variations, and a different sound set. I mean, they sort of did it with the 465, so what's the excuse here? Also, not to mention that we'll have to wait another year or so until Volume 2 releases. Speaking of Volume 2, how much longer do we have to wait for this? This is why I hate volumes. While sometimes it may work, most times it's just very inconsistent. Why wait a whole year to buy the same train again when you could just get everything all in one? There's only one answer for that. On the bright side, with this out, it is nice to finally be able to drive a 455 in game again, but I still think it would have benefited from a whole new model. And here are 6 reasons why. 1. The Thompson model is old and dated. 2. There have been more variation and features within the cab. 3. The Class 455-7s and -8s actually have slightly different window frames to the -9. Pause the video here to really take a view at this if you need to. 4. The seats shouldn't be high back. 5. A new passenger view. And 6. Yawwie knew 6 is coming. I swear.